What up, Asylum? It's your boy Insane to Telf again. Today we're going to cover a little bit of basic color understanding. Don't fret, there's that much information about color and color theory and all that it could fill up multiple encyclopedias, but today we're just going to cover three really basic topics. With that being said, make sure you guys ask each other, are you okay? They're the three simple words that Bella asked me that saved my life, and you never know, it could save someone that you love. So as I said, guys, with color theory, there is so much involved. It is very complex, but I'm going to break it down into three simple topics, which is pretty much all you need to know to get yourself around doing some design and getting some content out there. So the three basic ones that we'll cover will be the color wheel, color harmony, and the context on how the colors are used. So with that being said, let's crack on over to the color wheel. So the color wheel itself is also known as color circle. It's just a simple circular representation of color that gives you an easy understanding of it. It was actually designed by Sir Isaac Newton back in 1666. Since then, all scientists, artists, and all that have followed that. Many have come up with their own variations and concepts on it. With that being said, all of them have their own merit in regards to as long as it's showing an easy understanding of it. So if we have a look at the color wheel that I've got up on the screen at the moment, first and foremost, you have your yellow, blue, and red, which are your primary colors. These are traditionally what make up every other color in the spectrum. Secondly, you then have all of your secondary colors. So you've got green, orange, violet. So green is made up of blue and yellow, orange, yellow and red, violet, red and blue. So as you can see, super simple to understand that particular concept. So now you've got a basic understanding of the basic color wheel. But what is color harmony? Well, let's start with harmony first. Harmony can be defined as a pleasing arrangement of parts, whether that be music, poetry, color, did you know, even ice cream. It's actually a visual experience. Harmony is something that is pleasing to the eye. It'll engage your viewers and it creates just sort of like an inner sense of order, a balance of the visual experience. When something is not harmonious, it's either super boring or super chaotic. At one extreme of the visual experience that is so bland that your viewer will not engage in it at all. The human brain will just reject the understimulation of information. On the other hand, you have a visual experience that is so overdone, so chaotic, that the viewer can't understand what they're looking at. The brain just rejects it because it's not organized and it just simply cannot understand it. The visual tasks requires that we present it in like a logical structure. So color harmony helps us deliver that visual interest with a sense of order. So basically, to summarize, color harmony is an extreme unity leads to understimulation, whereas extreme complexity leads to overstimulation. Harmony is that dynamic equilibrium. So with your color wheel, as you've seen before, I showed you the 6-part color wheel. The 6-part color wheel includes both your primary and secondary colors, but there is also a 12-part which includes all the tertiary colors as well. With that being said, the reason why we use the 12-part color wheel is it's a lot easier to explain all the color harmony theories and colors that work together better. So if we have a look over here on this side, we've got 3 different theories that work really well. The most common one anyone will ever encounter is always complementary. So if you look at your color wheel, usually opposite colors, so yellow, purple, blue, orange, red, green, all the opposite colors tend to work together really well and they give great contrast. Now this is where you all realize I am dyslexic and I can't even pronounce that word there. This one here basically is whatever your primary color in your design is, the 2 colors on either side of the wheel are the colors that you work with it. This works great when you're doing like business logos, or you need complementary colors that won't overpower the design, and it'll just help work together. Next one, you've got the rectangle or tiraki. God, gotta love my pronunciation of things. That is literally, as it says, is a rectangle version of it. So it's usually one, skip one, and then the absolute opposites on each time. This square can rotate all the way around the circle, and you'll tend to find that 9 times out of 10, those colors will work together. You've then also got your triadic, which is just 3 colors instead of the 4 colors. Split complementary is one that you'll see that I use a lot of. That's one that I personally use because it just gives me 3 colors instead of the 2 with the complementary. And then you've obviously also got the square version as well, which is for more sharper breaks in the colors. So now we've discussed color harmony, let's have a look at color context. Color context is simply how color behaves in relations to other colors and shapes. It's a complex area of color theory, but it's just simply to compare the contrast effects of different colors and backgrounds. So what I've done here on the screen is I've put 4 red squares. And with the background, I've simply just changed the background to 4 different colors. As you can see in the 4 different examples, all 4 of them give different results for the red square. The red will appear more brilliant against the black background, somewhat duller in the white background, and in contrast to the orange, it's very lifeless, and in contrast to like the blue-green, it exhibits like a real big, brilliant dynamic part about it. Notice that the actual red square also appears to be larger on the black than it does on any of the others, but I reassure you they're all the same. The other thing as well when it comes to color and background is if we scroll down to this one here, if you look at these example of the purple rectangle that I've got in the middle of both of these are the exact same color. We've then got different shades of purple behind them. Now, based on the actual background itself, it does give a complete different look to the 2 smaller ones. This is something that you have to keep in mind when you are designing something. And one of the advantages that I have being colorblind is me personally, I can't see the difference between these 2. So now you've watched a basic understanding of color theory, color wheel, harmony, and context, and you still don't know how to do color. This is the basic rule that I follow myself. As you can see, I've got a couple of examples on the screen: light, dark, light, dark, dark, light, dark, light, 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 dark, 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 dark. As you can see, if you visually do this, this applies to any color. For example, I could do in this top one, we could go a light color of, let's say, yellow. We can then go a dark color of, say, blue. Back to yellow. Back to blue. As you can see, this works fine. And the same happens with the dark light. Once again, we can go with any dark color. So we'll go purple. Then we can go orange. Then we can go purple again. Then we can go orange. As you can see, these aren't fancy because they don't have any effects on them, but it gives you the contrast that you need for when you're designing. If we move down to the light, 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 so if I was to change these once again to very light and similar colors, we need to just up here a little bit more. It's not as easy to be able to see and get the contrast of the 4 different levels. So keeping that in mind when you are designing anything is that contrast is highly, highly important. You can actually do more effective design with using just 2 colors with the correct selection than you can by using the entire color gamut. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in on this basic tutorial about color understanding. Remember to ask each other, are you okay? They are the 3 simple words that I got asked that, saved my life, and it could save someone that you love. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my up and coming tutorials, or if I do any sneaky lives on YouTube. With that being said, if you need someone, reach out on my Discord. Our members are available 24 hours a day. None of us are qualified, but we do understand what you're going through because most of us have been there at some point in our life. Till then, tell your mother I love her.